Week 3, upsets only, pick'em contest. This is between me and my buddy Broc. We like to put it on here. It's a new for this season. We did it last year, but it's new to the channel. For those who don't know what it is, let me go over it real quick before you take my mug off of here. What we do is we pick only upset picks, only the upsets. So these are the teams, the 16 teams this week that are the underdogs. So you can only choose the underdogs. And we go in snake order. So whoever picks first, the next person picks 2, then 2, then 2, then 2, and the final person picks 1. We pick 5 picks apiece. Doesn't matter how big the spread is. If it's 1 point, it's a half a point, 3 points, 5 points, 7 points, whatever. Just has to be the underdog that you pick. You can only pick the underdogs. And for those who haven't paid attention to the other videos in this series, historically, the underdog wins 1/3 of all the games. The favorite wins 2/3 of all the games. That's just NFL history over like the last 20 years. That's how it goes. Big opportunity this last week that we really missed out on. We'll get to that in a minute. But any even spread line means you can each pick opposing sides. This never happens, but it's in there for the rules of it. So if there's one side and the other side that they're even, Brock could pick that one, I could pick the other one. We can go head to head. That's the only way you can go to head to head. Last year, I beat Brock 35-21. 2024 so far, I have 3 and Brock has 2. The first week we went 1 apiece, and this last week I got 2 upsets. I picked the Bills and the Browns, and Brock picked the Saints, and so we stand at 3-2. I am up 3-2 on him. There were a lot of options last week. This is all the games that there were an over. So I said there's historically 2/3 of the game the favorite wins. On the first week, there were only 3 upsets out of all 16 games. That's like 17 or 18% or whatever the percentage is. This week, 7 out of the 16 games were upsets, so almost 50%. It was like 45 or something percent were upsets. So lots of opportunities. But, man, how do you pick the Falcons over the Eagles or the Buccaneers over the Lions? I mean, it's easy to say that in hindsight. Or the Saints over the Cowboys or the Vikings over the Niners. And it's easy to say that in hindsight, and we wish we would have, but we didn't. So we're sitting at 3-2 right now. So here's all the picks for the week. I've highlighted them with little orange and blue bullet things so you guys can see which one are the possible upset picks. And I'll bring my buddy Brock on, and we'll go through our picks. All right, we got back in. My buddy Brock, we're here for the weekly pick'ems. On the screen is all the upsets, potential upsets. These are all the teams that are the underdogs. Brock, how are we feeling about the pick'ems so far?
I think it's 2-3, so we're knocking it out of the park.
And we had such opportunity last week too. It was 7 games.
Yeah, week 1 there wasn't a lot, but last week, yeah, there was a lot, but we didn't choose any of them.
But how do you choose those big games? How do you choose the Niners being upset? I don't know anybody that chose that one being upset. So
or the Lions, even though Bears fans love that, but
yeah,
I didn't do that.
And I should have. I thought about it last week, and I do that sometimes. I pick my divisional opponents being upset just because you should, and I didn't. So I'm kicking myself right now, but I'm still up. So I only kick myself so hard. All right, so here's this week's upsets only options. I sent this to you beforehand. Are you prepared for this? Because this is where the rubber meets the road.
Yep, I'm ready.
I don't think I'm ready. I haven't looked hard enough, and I even do my predictions video. I do everything else, but for those watching, the little weird, funky star-looking thing, those are the options. So some people mentioned last week that they didn't realize who was available for the upset picks. It's only the teams that are the underdog, whether it's 1 point, 2 points, 10 points, which is a crazy underdog, but any underdog. So the plus number highlights who Vegas is saying should lose the game. So they should lose by plus 6 points there in the first game. The Patriots should lose by 6 to the Jets. Now, we're making this video before Thursday Night Football, just so people know. So we don't have insider information here. This won't be released till Friday. So that game will be underway, but one of us can technically pick that game, and it's fair because this is being recorded literally right before Thursday Night Football starts. So I believe since week 1, you had the first par of our golf. You picked first week 1. I believe you're up first to pick week 3. Am I right?
Yep, I think that's right.
Okay, well, you're up first. So one for reminder, it's snake order. One for Broc, two for me, two for Broc, two for me, two for Broc, one for me. That's how we roll it. So Broc will go first.
And I joked about this earlier that I was going to take the Bears, but that was just a joke.
Oh,
Until I realized that if I pick the Bears, I might actually curse them so the Colts can win, because usually everything I pick is wrong.
you wouldn't pick against your own Colts, would you?
Normally, no, but because I'm really bad at this, and the teams I choose like to not do the upset, I'm going to choose the Bears number one, and I hope that causes me to be wrong.
Each other.
And I hope that causes me to be wrong, and the Colts actually do something this week.
You're gonna cause me severe depression. You just took my Bears against your Colts. How dare
I'm hoping it curses the Bears.
Hey, that's diabolical play any way you slice it. So
I will take anything with a win at this point. It's been pretty sad the first 2 weeks.
I'm all in favor of it. I just think it's a little jacked up. I think it's
it is. It is, but I'm desperate times. And
I get the next two picks. I'm going to go with the Cowboys at home against the Ravens. Ravens are 0-2. The Cowboys, I think, just had a bad week. I don't think they're a terrible team. They still have a good defense. They did lose a little bit on their defense, but I think they're fine. And man, I don't want to pick the Vikings, but I feel like that's a win. I shouldn't pick my own divisional teams. It's wrong, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick the Vikings against the Texans. I think it's wrong, and I shouldn't do that, and I'm probably gonna be cursed because of it. But Vikings will be my second choice.
Okay. I think those are good choices. I'm gonna go with the Eagles then.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go Green Bay just to make Bears fans happy again.
Well, good. I'm glad you chose Green Bay because I wasn't going to no matter what. There's no way I would pick the Packers.
I thought about using this as my last pick. I should have waited,
but I can see why you do it. You have Tennessee as your division rivals. You'd want to pick the Packers to beat Tennessee.
That's right.
All right. This is hard. I've got to go Cardinals just because they're facing the Lions. Probably not the order I should do this in, but I got to go Cardinals to beat the Lions, send the Lions into a losing streak to start the year off. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go there. And then, let's see. It's the logical one to take, even though I don't think they're going to win because the Steelers are at home. I'll take the Chargers, but I'm not confident in that one.
Yeah. I went back and forth on that one as well.
It's kind of a wild card to me with Harbaugh and him starting off with his team, but the Steelers' defense so good at Pittsburgh being played. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm gonna take a flyer on it.
Okay. Well, it is before Thursday night football, and I am going to choose the Patriots because I have no faith in either team, but I think the Patriots played much better than I expected, and the Jets are just the Jets. So,
and I believe Hassan Reddick is still holding out even after they lost their other defensive end. On top of my head, I can't remember, but he's out, and now Hassan Reddick's still holding out. There could be a little chink in the armor there, give the Patriots a little leg up to get something going.
And I'd really like the Jets to really be bad, so they fire their coach, and then the Colts can hire them as their defensive coordinator.
You don't like Gus Bradley anymore.
I'm done with Gus Bradley. I can't take it anymore.
Hey, but he's thrown more.
I'll take Robert Saleh.
He's thrown more blitzes this year than ever before. I mean, it's the first time he's thrown that many blitzes in his whole career.
Well, they had to put a bunch of people on the line because they can't stop the run. That's why. If you get gassed 200 yards every game on the run, you have to do something.
Keep that up for one more week, then you guys can improve. One more week, and then you can fix it.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough. I have one more, right?
You got one more, and then I got one more.
And I'm going to do something stupid. You did it last week, but I'm going to beat you to it. Panthers have made a change at quarterback, and maybe that will change their fortunes. So I'm going Panthers.
That's actually what I was going to do. That was going to be my last pick. Anytime you insert
if Bryce Young was playing, I would not. But
yeah, exactly. But anytime you insert a veteran like that, just like you guys with what's his name last year, Gardner Minshew, and then you saw with the Browns,
Joe Flacco,
who's
also on the Colts now.
They want to prove themselves. So Red Rifle, it's kind of his last, leg in the NFL. He's going to want to.
Well, and even Sam Darnold's played pretty solid. So
yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, who's that leaving with? I've got to go with the Falcons because they're at home against the Chiefs. I'm not super confident in that one, but I do think they have at least a shot at home against the Chiefs because the Chiefs, every year to start the year, they'll have one bad game somewhere that surprises everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a shot in the dark there. I also thought about, since we're done, I also thought about the Dolphins and Seahawks. Even without Tua, I think the Dolphins are a better built team, and the Seahawks, they're 2-0, but they faced the Patriots, and who was the other team they faced? They were both weak teams, and they went to overtime with the Patriots last week, and it was just like, I'm not super impressed with the Seahawks, and that's a big spread for them. But the
Yeah.
Dolphins are without Tua, and they're all the way across the country, so we'll go with Atlanta. So Atlanta's my last pick there.
Yeah. Washington would have been my next one just because you never know what you're going to get with those
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, with the Bengals too. They've had a rough start, and that to me is like
But I think Higgins is out again, although Jamar Chase might actually start playing better. So we'll see.
well, and he played last week, and he had to get
Yeah.
up to speed. So I don't see the Bengals losing that game, but that's another one you could target as well. But I'm
Yeah.
sure all the upsets will happen in the games we did not choose. That's just how this is going to go.
That's why I chose the Bears first. Remember that.
The Broncos are going to end up upsetting the Buccaneers because nobody expects it. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's sometimes you get those trap games. It happens.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so there's our picks. I accidentally played spoiler with the Panthers. I was a little early on revealing that one for Broc. But there's our picks. I've got the Vikings, Cowboys, Chargers, Cardinals, and Falcons. And Broc was dastardly, and he took my Bears. Oh, and he took the Packers. Unbelievable. So Bears, Packers, Eagles, Panthers, and Patriots. So which game starts very soon. So those are our picks for this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Are there any wild ones that we missed on? Are there any that we should have had that we didn't take out of the other 6 games that weren't there? Which ones do you agree with the most? Which ones do you not agree with the most? We do have to go snake order, so we couldn't pick our top 5 each. We had to pick, out of the 10, and then there's 6 left over. So it's a fun contest we do. Hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time, enjoy and good luck to all your teams. See you later.